$1,000, fast food. Gallons of soft drinks purchased per person. 82 gallons per person. 82 gallons. $496, $500 every year on pop. Sodas, I guess they call them in Florida. Pounds of sweet snacks purchased per capita. 122. Kim and I are guilty.
Yeah.
Cost $523. The amount of sugar, I think it was said in 1700 in the United States, sugar was bartered just like gold and silver and salt, right? In 1700. The amount of sugar consumed per person in 1700 was 4 pounds in a year. By 1800, it was up around 8 or 9 pounds. By 1900, it was 18. You know what it was in 1990? 84. You know what it is today? 93. The average teenage male consumes 1.5 pounds of sugar every single day. That's nearly 700 pounds a year. Where? Sodas, sports drinks, energy drinks. We have an energy drink over there. Now, what's so special about this one? Good carbs, bad carbs. Bad chemicals, no chemicals. Guess what's in here? 7 fruits.
Yeah.
Good carbs, no chemicals. I don't care if it's Monster, Rockstar, Red Bull, there's one out there called Whoop Ass. I mean, a kid watching this stuff. I can't believe it. Let me see that can. He wasn't in trouble. We allowed, because we had an hour-and-a-half classes, we allowed the kids to have beverages in class. I couldn't believe it. I looked at that thing. I'm a chemist. I couldn't pronounce 20% of what was on there.
Wow.
It's crazy. 5-hour energy. No, no, no. They won't give you the warning on a little bottle, but if you go online, it says the first time you use it, do not drink more than half. Well, what's the bottle? 3 ounces? Do not consume more than 1 bottle in 24 hours. And then you see on the commercials, they got people, I have one right after breakfast. I have another one after lunch. Oh, I have another one before I go out in the evening. Guess where they end up? Hospital. Crazy stuff. Was it 30 documented deaths from Red Bull and Monster alone in the United States? No. I read somewhere that if you drink one soda a day for 4 years, that's 10 extra pounds. So, how many people do you know that drink at least 1 pop a day and have been doing it for at least 4 years?
You guys have to, you have to forgive him for the pop. He's from up north.
Yeah. Soda. So I try to remember soda. It's soda pop, right? Yeah. Okay, good deal. So let's see, if it's 10 pounds every 4 years, in 20 years, that's 50 pounds. So you wonder why that husband or wife of yours is 50 pounds heavier 20 years later because they've been drinking a soda every day. For 20 years. It adds up, folks. And we all know people that drank 4, 5, 6 or more for a long time. I was guilty in college. I drank 4, 5, 6 Pepsis every day. One of the best things that ever happened to us, we started drinking Monavie. Stacy quit drinking diet sodas. She was done with it. And she drank 2 or 3. So just stuff. How many of you know people that take supplements? This is from Consumers Reports. Now most people believe Consumers Reports, right? Jeff Cohen shared a wonderful thing with us last August out in Anaheim. He said people that are watching TV, when the commercial comes on, 86% either mute or change the channel. So 86% of the American people don't even watch commercials. 75% of the American population doesn't believe advertising. So why doesn't Monavie advertise? Because who's going to believe you? We didn't believe Matt, and we were relatives. So what do you got to do? You got to get people to drink this juice. But we've also now got the scanner. I got a text on the way over here today from one of my downlines in Nebraska. He said, my mother-in-law was so against this Monavie energy drink, she poo-pooed it all the time. She didn't even want me to talk about it. I scanned her today. She was red. She bought 2 bottles. It's there. That's what it's all about. We've now got proof that this works. And a money-back guarantee. What is that? So, dangerous supplements. Unsafe products can easily be found online and in retail stores. Matt had the news on late last night. This little blurb comes up. Vitamin bottles. Do not believe the label. Said the vitamin content can vary. If it says 100% to as low as 7% to as high as 500% in any given bottle. You're wasting your money. You're throwing it away. Half of Americans on meds. When I started doing my research back in 2006, 43% of the American population is on medication, adult population. Unfortunately, we now have teenagers and kids on lots of medication. It's sad. Guess what it is now? 54%. We have 4.5% of the world's population, and we consume over half the drugs in the world. We have been indoctrinated, and so unfortunately have our physicians. I got nothing against physicians. My grandfather was an MD. Okay, I think my physician's a great guy. But look, what do medications do? Medications are designed to control, mask, or alleviate a symptom for a short period of time. But how many of you know people that have been on medication for a year, 5 years, 10 years, or more? Another little question. One of my best friends growing up, we were only 45 minutes apart, hadn't seen him in 25 years. I was only teaching 40 minutes away from where this guy was teaching. He was teaching math, he was coaching basketball, Class A high school, which is the biggest high school in Michigan, won a state championship in 2004, cut out the article, man, I gotta call Bruce, man, I gotta call Bruce, never call Bruce. Get started on this juice, changes my life, guess what I call? Bruce. I said, Bruce, I got this great juice, wonderful stuff. He says, Van, I just retired from coaching, I don't want anything else to do, thanks, no thanks, boom. We've all had that, right? So guess who got a call in November? Bruce. Oh, I gotta go do some scouting for the varsity basketball coach, thanks, but no thanks, boom. Guess who got a call in November? Or excuse me, in December? Bruce. So guess who got a call once a month? Wasn't trying to bug you. My wife says once a month, still bugging somebody. Finally, in June, he answers the phone and says, all right, they just got home vacation, we'll come and see what you've got. But I'm really not interested. I said, fine, it's all I wanted you to do last October. So he and his wife come over to me. I see it, taste the juice. And his wife, at the end of the meeting, she says, you know, I don't eat any fruit. I kind of like the taste of this stuff. Maybe we'll try it. And Bruce just had his knee scoped by the orthopedic surgeon at Michigan State. He said, you got to work that thing out every day or you're going to be a prime candidate for a knee replacement. He said, I can't work it. I work out one day, I got arrested 2 days and let the swelling go down. They said, okay, we're going to drink this, but we'll never share it with anybody. I said, that's fine. So 6 weeks later, I get a call. I can work out every day, my knee doesn't hurt. My allergies aren't flaring up. I haven't taken Allegra-D now the school started back up. Said this stuff is absolutely amazing. We got to share it. They're now rubies in the business. Fish triglycerides, 468. That's the amount of fat in it. It's supposed to be like 170. 3 months on Monavie, goes in, gets his blood tested. Dr. told him the year before, we got to put you on triglyceride medication. He'd been on basketball coach, right? Varsity boys. He'd been on blood pressure medication for 27 years old. He was 50, or for 27 years, he was 50. So, he says, well, wait till my blood comes back and put me on that medication. Let's see where my triglycerides are at. Came in at 168. Wow. You know what they are now? 99. Wow. He's been drinking juice for 6 years. And now he is off his blood pressure medication. And he's been on 27 years. So that's life-changing, folks. That's what we're out there doing. So half of American on meds. So you think the pharmaceutical companies are doing you a favor? Claritin? Yeah. Cost for 100 tablets, $215. Percent markup, 30,000%. Prilosec, I've heard of it, don't remember what it does. Okay? Cost for 100 tablets, it's an antacid. Cost for 100 tablets. Lost my spot. $44.77. Percent markup, 34,000%. Oh, Prilosec, sorry, 69,000%. It's on the wrong one. Prozac. What's that one for? Depression. Okay. 100 tablets, $247. Percent markup, 224,973%. Cost of the active ingredient, 11 cents per capsule. And here's my favorite. Xanax. What's that one for? Anxiety. That's depression too. Okay? 100 depressant. 100 tablets. $136. Cost of the active ingredient. 0.024 cents. Markup, 569,958%. And guess what? People that start out on antidepressants end up permanently depressed. And there's no proof that they even work. Dr. Talbot shared that with us. He said those drugs are designed for only those that are severely depressed. Severely mentally depressed. So it's crazy business. Okay, we gotta end on something a little more fun here. Top 10 foods to avoid. I've told you you need to drink your amount of beet juice, right? Now, these are what you need to avoid. This is from Dr. Earl Morrell. He says that health insurance is truly sickness insurance. That medical doctors and nurses are not in the health and wellness industry. They are simply in the sickness industry, and let's get it straight. Okay? So here's the top 10 foods to avoid according to Dr. Earl Morrell. Twinkies, ding-dongs, and donuts are number 1. He said Twinkies have a longer shelf life than we do. He said you are safer eating the wrapper than the Twinkie. They have 14 of the top 20 food additives to avoid. Over 100 years. Well, I guess now poor Hostess is out of business. He said ding-dong should have to be a ding-dong to eat one. Then I had one of my gals in my group said, we used to buy a whole box at the drive-in, each person, and we'd eat the whole box. Okay, and then donuts. He said if you eat enough of them, you begin to look like one. This one kind of floored me. Number 2, sugared cereals. Why? Sugared cereals, you're giving your kids nothing more than candy in a box. Number 3, this one hurt. I grew up on a farm. I worked in the meat packing industry while I was in college. And one of my favorite foods at the top of this list. Number 1, hot dogs, bacon, sausage, lunch meat. If you're going to eat them, make sure they are turkey or chicken hot dogs or lunch meat. Oh, God. Number 4, potato chips. Why? Because they are cooked in fake fat, which is hydrogenated vegetable oil. No, I won't go there. I won't do that. Okay. Number 5. Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is number 5. 80% fat. Nice. Oh, but I eat low-fat mayonnaise. It's still 65%. Number 6. Boy, in college you survived on this stuff. Number 6. Fast food, French fries, and burgers. Now here's something I didn't know. French fries at fast food restaurants are dipped in flaked sugar and salt before they're cooked. It makes them sweeter. No wonder those McDonald's fries taste so good. And because it's flaked instead of crystals, it adheres or sticks better. So it stays there when you put it in the fryer. And of course, burgers are the number 1 source of saturated fat in the United States in our diet. Number 7, colas, both diet and regular. And we all know diets are much, much worse than the regular. He said, all you need to remember is they both make great toilet bowl cleaner. Sodas are the number 1 source of sugar in our diet. 14 teaspoons. If it were on here, I'd avoid it. There are 14 teaspoons of sugar in every 20-ounce soda. Do you realize a 20-ounce soda is 2 sodas? When we were kids, they were 8 ounces, and then they went to 10. Wow, that was a big bottle.
So big gulp is out of the question.
That's like 4 sodas.
They're illegal in New York.
Number 8, artificial sweeteners cause weight gain, cause you to crave sugar, break down into formaldehyde in the body, and are one of the major causes of diabetes. That study just came out from France. 1 diet pop a week increases your rate of diabetes 33%. Just came out this week. Diet. Number 9, margarine. margarine. My father told me this 30 years ago. He was a farmer, shoot, he used to churn butter as a kid. I even did a little of that when I was a kid. Margarine, why? Because it's nothing more than hydrolyzed saturated fat. The best alternative is olive oil. And number 10, my favorite. You ready? Do not eat, drink, put on or in your body anything advertised on TV. So in summary, why Monavie? Hopefully I've given you a little background. So please try to remember all that. If you took notes, God bless you. So why Monavie? The amount of accidents that you maintain in your body is directly proportional to how long you live. And what's in each and every one of those bottles, each and every one of those cans, even the RVL, the meal replacement, folks, is a money-back guarantee. You consume that for 60 days. If your antioxidant score doesn't go up, you get your money back from the company. All right. We can